Okay, welcome back to another month of backtesting. Today we're going to be doing June. Last month was a 1% loss, I believe. So let's see how we get on today. So let's get into it. Let's see if we have any trades to take in June, basically. So hopefully we get a few, can have some profit this month. That would be nice. So let's see. So here's going to be a short, just like so. Place the order. And just sort of missed our tag there, but that's fine. See, as you see, it would have tagged us in a lot later in the day, but we obviously cannot be taking that. So that is going to be a trade. Like so. Go long. And we're just kind of looking for a more profitable month at the moment because we did have some bad luck. That news there. I had a feeling I was gonna do that, but that's fine. As I said, we do trade through news. That's just how we do it. It's not really something I'm looking to mitigate out right now. But what I was saying, sorry, before that was, what was I saying? Yeah, we're looking for a slightly more profitable month this month because the last few have been pretty average. We had a bad loss. This will lose. Oh, now it's good. Now it's good. Now it will lose because we can't break that low. So yeah, so the last month we had was pretty bad. Okay, we're gonna end up having another trade here if this doesn't stop us out. Yeah, so this will probably be a loss. There we go. So I thought that would lose. Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, the month before last was really bad. We lost a load of profit. However, the month before that we just did, that resulted in about break even. It was like 1%, so it wasn't like a terrible loss. So we're kind of hoping to see some profit this month. We're only 3 trades away from being in the green, so I'm not too worried about that. We've just got to kind of wait and see what happens here. So far we're down 3% this month. Why is that not? There we go. Let's do it again. So yeah, so we're down 3% so far this month, but nothing too crazy. One trade and that puts us back to where we need to be for the month. Obviously, I'm looking at this on a year-by-year basis as opposed to kind of like a monthly basis, because if I looked at like this whole month or the last few months, I'd be really sort of upset. Whereas, when you look at it from a year perspective, it kind of, I don't know, it's the best way to do it because, 1 month isn't going to make your trading year. So we've had 3 trades, 3 losses so far this month. Obviously, one of them was news, and the other one I probably would have closed out of, but position managing is something we can see, and it might be the difference in this strategy. It might be the reason that it does win. Let's make sure we don't accidentally 1 2. There we go. So that's 12. So let's see. So that is a break of the high, but this would not be a valid one. If you remember the edge that we're actually testing, we would look to see it break above the wick. So this would not be a valid trade, but obviously we're going to be testing it anyway to kind of see what the comparison is between the two and collect the data that way. So I don't think we're going to we might get tagged in here. We have been tagged in, and this will lose. There we go. Kind of, you just end up getting to a point where you just know what's going to lose and what's going to win, which, you know, shows how long I've been testing this for. So down a little bit. This has been a bad year actually, for trading. But as I said, it really only takes 1 month to change that. So this will be a market execution. So oh dear, that's, oh, we've broken. We can't break the low though, so this will lose. There we go. And so you can see how, like here, as I keep saying, like you can almost call it when it doesn't break the low what's going to happen, because you just kind of start to see patterns. And this is why I always would recommend backtesting, because you might be testing one thing, but then you start to notice a pattern for something else, and then you can, you know, start to test that and see, okay, right, like how does that, you know, compare to previous, you know, results, previous data, and then you can notice more and constantly improve that way. So that's why it's so key to actually backtest, because without backtesting, you're kind of not visually exposing yourself to anything or seeing any sort of change or difference. Go shorts. Need to adjust that. And I like doing these backtesting sessions, and they do relatively well on my channel for, you know, what the video is. And I think that's just because people like seeing the kind of raw testing element of it. That was unfortunate that didn't tag us in, because, you know, testing, you know, I am down 12% this year, but also it doesn't matter because it's a completely fake account, right? And I think that's what, you know, makes this so good, is that you can test these things with zero judgment. You know, it doesn't matter if you lose. And in fact, it's actually a good thing if you lose, because then you can, you know, learn more from it than if you just win. So it's about changing, I guess, your mindset when it comes to backtesting. We're not gonna have a trade there. Next session. To the 25th, and we don't have a trade there. So I think this month we're down I think we're down like 5%, something like that. So it's not awful, but it definitely could be better. Just kind of waiting for that one big month to give us the trade that we need. Let's see. It's going to be no trade. And that is July. So let's count up the data and see where we're at. So as you can see, we lost 4% as opposed to 5%. So again, it's not great, but it is still less loss than the previous month. But hopefully in the next month, which is July, I believe, we see a bit more of a positive trend towards this strategy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.